G'day guys, Greg here. Now today I'm going to be making a chunky tomato pasta sauce using my old pressure cooker. My goal is to keep this white shirt white and not get any pasta sauce on it. Anyway, let's start cooking. Here's the ingredients I'm using today. I'll be saying what I'm using along the way. So let me find the Sautéing high temperature and I'll just hit start and that should start that heating up. Well, first of all, I'll chuck some butter in, start that melting, and I'll chuck in the beef mince here. As much as you need for as many people as you're cooking for. I'll just push that down, let it hit the base of there, and well, we just want to get it brown, so we just leave it there for as long as it takes. It might take longer, or it might take shorter. But we want it nice and brown. Alright, well, that's looking pretty brown. So I'm going to chuck in one onion. Now I've got 4 cloves of garlic there. We'll just mix that through and let it saute for probably another 5 minutes. Get those flavours intertwining. And it'll also help caramelise those onions and garlic. And while that's doing its thing, I can cut up my tomatoes into chunky bits. As big as you want, or as small as you want. Although I wouldn't put a whole tomato in, but I've never tried and, well, it might be awesome. But I'll cut them into more manageable size pieces. Alright, so now I'll add the tomatoes in. And one thing tomatoes need is a bit of sugar, because it helps bring out the flavours. And they also need quite a lot of salt to help bring out those flavours as well. So you can add some salt, but don't add too much because I've got some other salty things to add as well. But I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg because I find nutmeg adds a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of savouriness that goes nicely with the mince. I'll add 1 part of Worcestershire sauce to 2 parts soy sauce. Now that's why you don't want to add too much salt because you're adding lots of other bits of salt here, including chicken stock. That's pretty salty, and this should be liquidy enough that you don't have to actually add any more liquid into it. But I'll put 2.5 chicken stock. Let me crack some pepper into there too. I love pepper in a pasta. Don't be afraid to add tons of it. Now for these sorts of meals I like to add about 3 tablespoons of your herbs. So I've got some oregano, your thyme. You got the thyme, I got the place. And some basil, or if you're just using a Italian mix, that's what I'd be using. And in this one today I'm using some passata. Just add a jar of that in. And I'm finally going to mix this through and all together. Now that is looking thick, but don't worry, because once you pressure cook it, there'll be heaps of liquid there and you'll wonder where it all came from. Let me just give it a quick taste, make sure it doesn't need anything else. Oh yeah, that tastes good. So I'll cancel that. And I've got my lid, I've got that set to seal. So I'll put that on. And now I want to pressure cook this. comes up with 20 minutes, but oh look, cooking time, and then I'll increase that up to, well, let's cook it for as long as we can. Because surely the longer you cook it, the better, right? Let's give this go a full hour. See how that goes. Oh no, we're back. Ah, okay. And start. Now when it is finished cooking, I just like to let it sit there for another hour or so, and the steam will release itself out. So just leave it until it's ready to serve up for dinner, whenever that may be. Alright, well it's nearly 3 hours later. Let's take a look. Whoa. Look at the oil from the butter and the beef. And I tell you what, that is looking absolutely delightful. Look at those chunky tomatoes. Oh mate, that looks good. Let's give some a try. Oh man, that is so good. Those tomatoes are just so soft and delicious, and oh, the meat and the whole sauce just tastes amazing. And my shirt is pasta sauce free. Yes! Do yourself a favour, folks, and I'll see you next time I cook something. See you then. Oh yeah, this is